You've probably heard about the coronavirus stimulus bill and cash payments the federal government will be sending to Americans across the country. You might be wondering, will I get a check and for how much? The most that any person will get is $1,200 per individual or $2,400 if you're a couple that files your taxes jointly. There's also another $500 per child that you claim as a dependent on your taxes. But not everybody's going to get the full amount because there's an income maximum to make sure that people who don't really need the help aren't going to get it. If you make $75,000 or less as an individual or $150,000 or less as a couple, you'll get that full amount. Once you go above that level, the amount that you're going to receive will start to decrease. And once you hit $98,000 in income as an individual, that payment would bottom out to zero. Now, who is going to be eligible for this? Well, anybody that has a social security number, so any American citizen, as well as some immigrants who are in the US and have a social security number, will be able to get a payment as long as they don't exceed the income maximum. That applies even if you don't pay taxes. Let's say you're on social security or you're on disability or you just don't make enough income to have to file taxes. You'll still be eligible. But your income is being calculated based on your 2019 tax return. That's the one that you filed this year based on how much you earned last year. But if you haven't filed a 2019 tax return, the government's going to use your 2018 return, and that's how they'll figure out whether or not you make too much money to qualify. If you don't file tax returns, the government still will have other ways to figure it out, including if you get Social Security or disability based on those benefits. And if you don't get that either, it might take the government longer to figure out where you are, what your exact situation is, and how to get the money to you, but it doesn't mean that you're not eligible. However, if you haven't filed a tax return for 2018 or 2019, you should do it now because that's the fastest way to get your information to the government so they can send out that money. So how is the money going to come? If you're someone that's gotten a tax refund in the last couple of years through direct deposit, the IRS already has that bank account on file, and so they're probably going to send the money through direct deposit to that bank account. For other people, they may send out checks, and then they're going to send a letter to you saying, here's where we sent the money. If you didn't get it, give us a call and we'll sort it out. So there's going to be some hiccups along the way because there are so many people who are going to be getting this money and a lot for the government to process. They're going to try to get the money out the door in the next 3 weeks to start. But for people who have complicated situations, it might take longer, especially if you've moved, if you recently got out of prison, or you're in another situation like that. The IRS right now is saying, don't call us, we don't have any information, we don't have a form that you need to fill out, but you can continue to go to the irs.gov website where they'll be updating this with information as they figure out exactly how this is going to work and what people need to do to make sure they get every dollar that they're eligible for under the coronavirus stimulus bill.